What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about the Gamma team, and we're going to talk about the Gamma team in the context of raids. We are finally going to answer the question that we had at the beginning of the last patch, maybe 2 patches ago, I don't even remember anymore, but we're going to answer the question: is Gamma good enough to raid at a high end? Is it going to be something good for new players to follow instead of investing on the web warriors? Is this the path of raids going forward? We are going to try to answer all those questions. First off, we are going to take a look at some gameplay of the Gamma team in raids on difficulty 3, on difficulty 4, on the Doom 3 raids. And we are going to see which are exactly the problems of this team, and examples of problems they might have on Doom 2 raids and in upcoming raids going forward. So as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure to smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look at some raid footage of the Gamma team, and then talk about what we're gonna see. Okay, so let's start off by taking a look at Gamma on the node 2 of the Doom 3 raids. This is on difficulty 4, and for the first node I use the web warriors, and I simmed with them on the first node. I have not been able to win the first node consistently with the Gamma team. Some people have told me that they have been able to with different ISO weights, so it's something that I have not found at least consistent at all. Okay, so I turn rewind Jubilee and everyone around her, then I stun Jubilee with Abomination, and after with Brawn I use the ultimate to push down Jubilee below 50% health without triggering the passive ability from Beast. The passive ability from Beast does not trigger, but the passive ability from Psylocke, it actually activates, even that it shouldn't even affect Jubilee. But because Jubilee is stunned, you can still attack her even if she has evade. After Jubilee, I like to go after Beast, because you don't want to have too many uncanny characters together, and you definitely don't want to have Beast together with Colossus and Magic. So he's gonna be my priority target. And with the different ISO 8 of the characters, with the Red Hulk, and with Red Hulk I try to flip as many positive effects as possible, and with Abomination I try to laser focus on the characters that matter. So I have the second time the special of Red Hulk, sorry. And with that special I remove the revive once from Adam Warlock, and that will allow us to finish off Adam Warlock and not having to deal with him anymore. So I keep attacking Beast. Like I said, we want to get rid of that Beast. I have Healer ISO weight on Hulk, and I find it very useful. Here I was using Brawn as a fortifier, which is fine, but if you have him as a healer, that's fine too. And She-Hulk, I usually use her as a skirmisher in PvP scenarios. Here I found the healer to be slightly better than the skirmisher, because it seems that she doesn't need the focus, because you have Abomination applying defense down to the enemies. Okay, so Beast is gone, Adam Warlock is also gone, so you don't have to deal with his stuns, and with him is extending negative effects. Then I want to go after Psylocke, and I want to stun, or at least try to stun Phoenix. Now, if Phoenix does her special, and if she puts everyone on stealth, it's going to be nice for you to have the ultimate of Red Hulk to flip all those stealths into bleeds, and also to apply trauma to all of them. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of Phyla-Vell. She was ready to go off, and now we are ready to take down Psylocke, and we also have to take down that Deathpool. All of these characters do a lot of damage, so it's going to be convenient for you to apply offense down to them as fast as possible. You can see from Magic, even with our characters at level 90, they are taking the face insane levels of damage, which is not great. One thing you can use with Hulk is attacking him multiple times on Colossus. that will push you below 50% health, and you can trigger multiple turns with OG Hulk. And because he has the healer Isolate, that will allow to heal up your team a little bit. You have to be extremely careful with the special of Dark Phoenix, because she will steal 20% of your max health, and that can one-shot your entire Gamma team. So be very careful of that, because the death proofs that you have will not protect you of such health steal. Okay, so Dark Phoenix is gone, and because magic is stunned, she will not summon the second Dark Phoenix. She can only summon Dark Phoenix if she is not stunned, so keep this in mind. And at this point we're going to try to win as slowly as possible, so we can heal up our team a little bit. They heal by quite a lot on turn, so we're going to try to get as many turns as possible. And this is why I said that if you have healer Isolate on Hulk, She-Hulk and Brawn, you have a more consistent experience than the one I'm showing you right now. But this was the try. I was able to keep everyone alive, but also do some nice amount of damage to the boss node. And we also finished it on time, so it's not super amazing. I have better results with the Web Warriors, and my Web Warriors right now, they are smaller than the Gamma team, so this is something that we need to have into consideration. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the boss node, and like I said, I changed the Isolate of these characters to have a more consistent experience with the healer for Hulk, She-Hulk and Brawn. Once again, this is only for raids. In Alliance Wars and Cosmic Crucible, you have to have more aggressive Isolate choices. And in this node we have Ebony Maw, we have Falvel, we have Silver Surfer. These are characters that cause a lot of problems, not only for the Gamma team, but for any team overall. So you have to be extremely close, you have to be extremely careful with the way you use your abilities. Mantis, she can also be extremely annoying, because look at how many charges she has. And that means whenever she uses her basic, she can stun one of your characters, which is terrible. Okay, so we have all those heal blocks. That's not going to be a problem for us. And the offense down from Ebony Maw is also not a problem, because eventually She-Hulk is going to throw that to everyone else. Now, someone you want to get rid of as fast as possible is Falvel. If you can get rid of her before she does her special, that would be great. But if it's not the case, you have to go after Ebony Maw, and you have to go after Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer, the ultimate is not a big deal, but the special with that disrupt is very annoying. And because it goes so late, maybe your She-Hulk already used their passive attack, so it's gonna be like RNG dependent, and you don't want to rely on RNG. Okay, so we are stuck behind that Thanos. Let's see if you're gonna be able to remove his taunt. With the Skirmisher Isolate, unfortunately it didn't work. Still not enough focus on Red Hulk to flip that taunt, because Thanos is like 1000 extra resistance, but we are able to take him off. And at this point we are gonna go after Silver Surfer, because you don't want to have Silver Surfer and the Eternals together. First we'll have Icarus, then we'll have Cersei. We don't want any of those Eternals together, so we are just gonna try to stop that Silver Surfer and then deal with the next wave. Okay, so we're gonna focus our single target damage all on Silver Surfer. You need to stun him, you need to slow him, just to make sure that he is not having like crazy amount of turns. You have to remember that every time he has a turn, he's gonna get additional 15% speed, and that's not good for our team. It's not good for the Gamma team, it's not good for the Web Warriors. Okay, so we are slapping that Silver Surfer. Is almost gone, and every time he has a turn he is healing. That stun from Proxima Midnight is extremely annoying. If you get a stun on your She-Hulk, that can be the end of the road for your team, because you need She-Hulk to clear the negative effects from your team. Okay, now we have Icarus on the field. It's time to use the ultimate from Red Hulk. And you want to do mostly single target damage. You want to apply offense down to everyone with Abomination. This is going to protect your team from the Star-Lord Shell, which can be very painful. Here Icarus attacked with his ultimate and he double tapped, but it's not a problem because he had offense down. This is why we need to apply that offense down whenever Icarus comes around, and because he has trauma and he'll block, he's not going to be able to remove those negative effects. Okay, so now even that we have Cersei, we're going to keep slapping that guy, and Moondragon shield up the enemies a little bit, not a big deal. So you want to apply offense down to as many characters as possible once again, and hopefully those are going to be Star-Lord T'Challa's to stop them from doing their big damage. There, once again, I tried to remove the taunt from another character, this time from Cull Obsidian. I was not able to. Now Star-Lord T'Challa doing massive amount of damage. We got unlucky. The negative effects that he removed from himself were the offense down, so which is not great, and then they were able to one-shot the Gamma team because it was just too much damage. Okay, so now after we take a look at the footage of the Gamma team in raids, which is the best team? Is it the Web Warriors? Is it the Gamma team? So what are the biggest problems that the Gamma team has? We have quite a few of them. So first off is going to be the inconsistent healing. While the Gamma team, they usually heal on turn thanks to their passive. Each of these characters have this passive that heals them for 20%. Hulk doesn't have this, but it doesn't matter. You still require the healer isolate on a few characters for you to have a consistent experience. Then we have the problem with the speed. The Gamma team, they are not one of the slowest teams. We have most of the characters on average speed of 120. They don't have any way of getting speed up in consistent manners, and we also don't have any way of applying slow to the enemy. So you're gonna have a huge speed disadvantage when we compare them to the Web Warriors, which get turn meter and they also give themselves speed up, and they can also apply slow to the enemies. Then the Gamma team has a lot of problems of spiky damage. Sometimes they don't take any damage at all, other times they take a lot of damage, and this is because they don't have a consistent way of giving themselves defense up and also giving themselves deflect. So because of that, the damage is going to be super spiky, and unless you can apply offense down on the exact moments to the enemies with Red Hulk special and with Abomination special, the damage is going to be very, very spiky, and that can be extremely dangerous. The offense down that to apply is just not enough, and on top of that you also have problems with the health steal, which the Web Warriors can dodge some of the health steal effects that are done by Phoenix and that are also done by Ebony Maw, and unfortunately the Gamma team does not have any way of dealing with that situation. Then they also have some inconsistency in terms of dealing with negative effects. So in case the Jubilee applies stun to you, or Adam Warlock applies stun or ability block to your characters, you don't have a consistent way of dealing with those negative effects. You can prevent some of those negative effects with immunities that Braun is able to provide with his special and with his ultimate. It's just not often enough, it's just not consistent enough. And She-Hulk, yes, she can transfer the negative effects applied to your team to the enemies, but she can only get one charge per enemy turn, and that's just not fast enough, and in case she gets stunned, then that ability does not work as well. So that's another problem that the Gamma team has. Other problem is the crowd control. So we already mentioned the slow or the lack of it, we already mentioned the lack of speed, but we also have to mention the lack of an ability block. While the Gamma team has some turn rewinds and while they have 2 stuns, the stuns just don't happen often enough, and it's only for one character, and the ability block is really missing. And in situations where you're facing Doctor Doom, like on the Doom 2 raids, then you cannot deal with that situation, or sometimes you want to stun is not as convenient, or I don't know, like there are a few situations where the ability block is better than the stun, and you don't have it, and that's a big problem. And finally, one big problem of the Gamma team is that none of these characters are farmable, and Having Abomination at 4 yellow stars or 3 yellow stars or even 5 yellow stars is just not enough. The characters, they have low damage multiplier, especially Abomination. He has a low damage multiplier, and until you have him at 6 yellow or higher than that, you don't see his full damage potential, and that's a problem of this team, is that the damage is just not good enough. And we were all misled. We were all misled by Red Hulk and his gamma radiation, because the gamma radiation is not based on Red Hulk stats, it's based on enemy stats. And that's a problem, because the damage is going to be inconsistent. Some characters will take 100,000 of damage from the bleeds, other characters will take only 20,000 damage from the bleeds. So it's another inconsistency of the Gamma team, which really compromises their viability in terms of the raids. Now, taking a look at Future Proof, which is going to be the best team in the long term for raids. The web warriors, they can one-shot all nodes if you know the strategy very, very well. You can check out my videos where I one-shot all the nodes with the web warriors, and if you practice that, as you can see with the characters I have, only with 5 red stars and gear tier 15, they are going to be able to one-shot all nodes, and it's a lot of work, but it's successful. With the Gamma team, with more gear, more gear tier 16s, more red stars and so on, the experience is still not going to be as consistent, and all the web warriors are farmable right now and the Gamma is not. So that's going to be another situation that it's going to be more convenient for you to keep using the web warriors. Now, something that is going to change the web warriors and make them a lot better is going to be applying ISO 8 blue level 4 for them. The problem is that ISO 8 blue is extremely scarce at this point in time, so and it's more convenient for you to apply ISO 8 blue level 4 to the Gamma team rather than it is to the web warriors, because you are going to need the Gamma team to unlock Apocalypse. So that's another situation that you have to take into consideration. So at this point in time, the web warriors are still better than the Gamma team with less gear. So gear tier 15 level 90, that's going to be all you need with your web warriors. If you are lucky and if you get some good red stars on Spider-Punk, Miles, Ghost Spider, Scarlet Spider, any of the web warriors, if you get them at 6 red stars and above, they are going to be incredible in raids for now. But like I said, the biggest difference will be when you are able to apply ISO 8 blue level 4 to them. Until then, you still have to invest on the Gamma team to unlock Apocalypse. You need them at least level 85 gear tier 16 with ISO 8 blue level 4 on all characters if you want your Apocalypse at 5 yellow stars. But if you are a new player, if you have been playing Marvel Strike Force for 6 months or less, maybe 1 year or less, just forget about Apocalypse. You'll get him eventually within the next year or so, and it shouldn't be a priority for you right now. Just focus on being able to play all game modes like the Doom raids especially, because that's going to be one of the best sources for you to increase the value of your account. And it's not Apocalypse, one single character, that is going to make a huge difference throughout your progress in Marvel Strike Force. So once again, you will unlock him eventually. So that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Gamma team in raids. Were you impressed that they were able to do so much, or you were expecting them to do a lot more? And do you agree with all the problems that I mentioned of the Gamma team, including the speed, the spiky damage with the lack of defense subs and the flags, and if you think that we'll have a new team in the next 6 months in order to do these bio nodes, or maybe upcoming raid that we'll have in the future, let me know of that in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, entertaining, anything like that, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.